Hello, Brent here from American English with this guy, coming at you with another explanation of a very common English idiom. And that idiom is to weather the storm. Now, I'm sure if you're watching this channel, you're not a beginner. You know what weather is. You look out the window, it's snowing, it's raining, it's windy. That's weather. And I'm sure you also know what a storm is. If there's a lot of snow or a lot of wind or a lot of rain, we might call that a storm. Storms aren't good. But when we use weather the storm, we're actually not talking about weather at all. Weather can be a verb, and a storm in this way is something that's bad. When we use weather as a verb, we actually only really use it with this phrase, and it means the same thing as to wait. Let's say you have a really busy week at work. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are going to be really busy. Maybe you have to work long hours. You're not going to get much of a break. But Thursday and Friday might be a little slower. At the beginning of that work week, you might say, as long as I weather the storm, I should be okay. Meaning, if I can get through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I know it's going to be busy. But if I can make it till Thursday, things will be better. The storm will be those busy days. Get through that, wait through that, and then things will be better. I'm filming this lesson in 2021, and you probably know about the pandemic that's going on. A lot of people have said if we can weather the storm, if we can just wait until we get a vaccine or better treatments, things will be much better. And yes, of course, they will be. Unfortunately, for those who have already passed, it's not a good time for them. But for the rest of us who are able to survive until the vaccine is distributed or released to a lot of people, things will be better. We can weather the storm. Hopefully you're watching this in 2022 or 2023 and things are a lot better. Fingers crossed. We do that for good luck in the United States. And while you're here, why don't we talk about weather as an adjective? You can actually use weather as an adjective, a noun, and a verb. And as an adjective, we will often say weather beaten. Weather beaten, we put a hyphenated. Weather beaten, we put a hyphenated. Weather beaten, we put a hyphenate. Weather beaten, it has a hyphen in between the two words. That little line, we call that a hyphen. And the most common way you will hear weather beaten is when we talk about somebody's face. Somebody's face could be weather beaten. If they live in a climate where it's always cold and windy and they have to work outside a lot, their face can be described as weather beaten. Maybe they're young, but they look really old because of the dryness and the wind and the lack of moisture in their skin. Lack of moisture is a fancy way to say dry. Their skin is very dry. And after years of those harsh conditions, their face can become weather beaten. And since you're here, you're watching, you want to learn English, let's talk about when it rains, it pours. And this is often used with weather the storm. When it rains, it pours is never a good thing. It means one bad thing, another bad thing, more bad things, all pouring down on top of you. Pouring, like rain happens to you on your head, lots and lots of it. If it's raining outside, just a little bit, we might say sprinkling. We might just say it's raining. But if it's raining really hard, we sometimes say it's pouring. Let's take your busy week at work. And maybe on Tuesday, you knew it was going to be busy, but maybe it's even busier than you thought. And just bad things keep happening. Like you get more and more behind your work. You can say when it rains, it pours. Let's say you're on your way to work and you have a flat tire. Okay, so there's one bad thing in your day. You get to work late. Maybe your boss is unhappy and they might yell at you. Hopefully they don't go ballistic on you if you're looking to see what ballistic means, I made a video about that. But if your boss is upset, that's another bad thing. And maybe you go to have your first cup of coffee at work and you burn your tongue. And then when you get to your computer, maybe you forget your password. You can't log on to work. Now, I haven't been counting, but I think that's like 4 or 5 bad things in a row. That's the perfect time to say when it rains, it pours. And after all that bad luck, you might say, oh, if I can just weather the storm, maybe my luck will change. If you're looking for more English, I've made a playlist of super short lessons. Take you about 10 or 15 minutes to watch, but you're going to learn a lot. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you next time.